Oh my goodness, you guys, I just got the super chills. I just set up for our new moon and Cancer read, and the craziest thing happened. There was a lot of noise going on in the background I didn't notice until I started the camera. No lie, our neighbor stopped cutting his things. The AC shut off behind me. Merlin landed a couple feet from me and just stared at me for a minute, and I talked to him. And it was the most wonderful, taking it down, deep breath moment. I loved it, and I feel like it's totally indicative of what this new moon in Cancer is going to be on the 9th. So let me first let you know your choices, and then we're going to talk about really quickly before we begin what this means, because there's so much magical planetary alignments, sextiles, and conjunctions that are going to empower us to absolutely push through barriers before that we thought were just major blockages, like we couldn't deal with this person, this life purpose path, this whatever, this obstacle, everything seemed insurmountable. The way things are aligning in this, we're going to have so much emotional fortitude that we become unstoppable in the 3D world when it comes to setting goals at work, traveling. It's a fantastic time for social grouping. So if you want to join something, like join a book club, go on walkabouts with people, whatever it is. I feel like this is also a great time for spiritual groupings where people go away, ayahuasca type of things, and shamanic journeys, all of this really, really beautiful, amazing energy time. So you guys, here's your choices. Number 1 is the River of Blessings, releasing constraints. Number 2 is calming the waters, peaceful self-regulation. This is going to be the huge dynamic and overarching energy of what's taking place with this new moon Cancer, because as we know, Cancer is about comfort, it's about emotions, and having a strong emotional state, setting good boundaries, doing things with ease, and protecting your energy, which is going to be really easy to do in this time. So I feel like it's a good time to start scripting and envisioning you just feeling like you're in an easy environment, you're in a state of ease, you're in a flow state, you feel comfortable, because it's also a time of nesting. We want our house to be nice and peaceful whites and blues and greens and earth tones where we feel good, getting rid of clutter on an epic scale. This has to do also with our friendship and social groups. If we have people that are just kind of opening all these tabs in our mind that aren't wonderful and high vibrational, we're just closing those tabs out. Just because someone has been in your orbit for years doesn't mean they're good for you, and you're going to recognize that because you'll be like, my insides feel a little tumultuous right now. But this happens every time this person calls or messages me. Maybe they're leaning in and they want something, or they're parasitic, whatever it is, an emotional vampire. You're going to recognize it 5 stars right away, and you're going to be on that and be like, whoop, Control, Alt, Delete. Fantastic at doing that. And then shamanic journey is number 3, purpose, attunement, and vision quest. If I feel a breeze coming through, what I'm going to do is just make sure that they have a little weight down. I have some different things to weight things down in case stuff gets blowy. I'm loving this. You know what I'm going to do too? I'm just going to stop real quick and put one of each of my bracelets on these just so they don't blow away. Okay, and we're back. I don't want to upset any of the rhythm because the rhythm is so calm and beautiful today. That really was, I wish you guys could have heard the difference of what was going on right before I started the camera, and then that quiet hush, and then Merlin landing, and then actually his little buddy that follows him around landed quickly behind him and was just looking at me. It was very calming. Again, I felt like that river of blessings. And again, you guys, if you're ever curious about anything that you see, any stones, I love this so much. I love blue stones, especially the lighter blues like Larimar, like this. Watery essence, calming so much. And I'm always carrying around one of my giant citrines because I feel like they are the stone of luck and abundance, and they are one of the stones besides kyanite that deflects all negative energy, absolutely supercharges the other stones around it, and clears all the negative energy, and it really enhances our abundance and our ability to see joy in the little things. Like citrine definitely does that for me. And I was wearing these rose quartz because when I wake up, I find it utterly utterly soothing and calming the moment I wear rose quartz, because it is about self-love and compassion, and it lets us take notice of what we're feeling internally so we slow down, and it's really wonderful. So again, you guys, I have all this stuff posted over on IG and in my Etsy store, which is Sparkrist and Sparkrist 11, and I'm going to be re-upping the store. It's like I have so much inventory of fun stuff that I made, but I really need to. And again, you guys, I just want to thank you, all my patrons, for your support. You're absolutely amazing. Love, love, love to you. And I'm really excited about this new moon for all of us. And we're going to tap in. And right before I begin your card, I want to talk about it for a minute, because this new moon is a potent time for fostering major self-care. It lets a ton of emotional release take place. What we couldn't process earlier, we can process with ease. It's a fantastic time to align with our emotional rhythms too. Like, do we have enough bandwidth for this person, this occasion, this job, whatever? Should we be going on vacation and taking it easy and resting? We really are paying homage to our inner voice right now. I love this. It has all these beautiful, exceptional qualities of Cancers, right? We're also going to be able to try things that help us thrive, getting aligned with everything that's beneficial energetically. We're going to have heightened emotions, and we're going to really protect our stability right now when it comes to that, because inner balance is going to be everything. Our grounded inner world, our state of mind, and our energy levels will be up due to the fact that we are not going full tilt boogie in the direction that doesn't help us, right? Doesn't benefit us. As soon as anything gets tight, constricted, or feels negative, we're just gonna slam the brakes on and be like, what's taking place here? And do an assessment and realign, which I love. A lot of working through issues with family and friendships, because we're going to be able to innovate change very quickly and activate positive change and clearing space without being confrontational, because Cancer is very mellow about that. And later on, when we get a nice conjunction with Venus and Mars, that's like around the 23rd, I believe, this helps us hyper navigate things, because we have the get up and go and push of Mars. Like, if we need to confront something, we can do it with the diplomacy of Venusian energy, which is very Cancer and like mellow, right? I can approach this, but I don't need to be like battle ready and be like, you know, like a screeching Mimi. I can simply say, oh, you know what, this really doesn't work for me. This time frame is too compacted, or, you know, the energy is a little over the top right now. I'll have to get back to you. My bandwidth, you know, you really having great boundaries, which I love, and you fearlessly asking yourself what you want and making your home life a sanctuary, because Cancers are very nesting, and your home, you're just going to walk through the door and be like, you know, you're going to have a placid, beautiful place to rest, which I love. So let's begin with number 1, River of Blessings. Quick sip of water, and then we'll see what's coming for you. Oh my God, I'm so excited about this. I love this kind of energy, because just having processed all the Capricorn full moon energy, that was the get up, go. We produce, we get it done, we cross those T's, and we're like little troopers, but we're doing everything very logically. We don't employ a lot of emotions, so we don't get derailed by other people's problematic behaviors or attitudes, right? Like Cancer, I could seriously, everybody, the room could be blowing up around Ian, and unless somebody's getting hurt, he doesn't have to look up from what he's doing, because that emotion isn't his. He doesn't need to tap into it. Capricorns can be very methodical about like, let them work through that. I'm good. I don't have to participate, right? Where Cancers are like, where's the torch? I want to jump in and set myself on fire too. Seriously, I understand that energy, because energy is contagious. Moods are contagious. Capricorns are awesome at deflecting it, where Cancers are like, I need to absorb this and work through this. So you're going to work through a lot of beautiful, beautiful stuff. So releasing constraints. What are your constraints? You're going to be able to identify this beautifully, which I love. And it's important, because you're going to release attachment and restriction right now. You're going to realize you're blessed and purified. You're ready to receive this beautiful, ever-expanding value that's flowing into your life. Old issues will be resolved without a lot of animosity. And you're going to go through your day, bless yourself with clear intentions. You know, you just see a way through everything right now, which I love. And you see any restrictions merely part of your passage from kind of a purified to personal progress state, you know, because other people will waylay, they'll want things. Your own inner visions are coming into sharp focus, and you're ready to have them become a greater reality. Like, you are going to be able to really have like how to conceptualize, put into practice, and have follow through with these things, artistic endeavors, business endeavors. You're really going to go far beyond anything you could have imagined. With the power of this moon is just going to help you have access to your strongest, most centered, most self-valued self, right? Because when Cancer understands their emotional state and they come to terms with it and they relax into it and they feel grounded, they're unstoppable because they feel their way through things. They don't have to know what the result is. They don't have to have applause or anything. They just know that beautiful, delicious well of water is going to be at the end of that sandy trail. They just know it, and they do not stop, and they do not second guess themselves, which I love. So I wanted to pull one of these cards because I love these so much, and I thought this is pretty and matches the pink. So let's ask ourselves this right now. Do you seek the divine in all in your daily? Let me zoom in a little bit. Do you seek the divine in all your daily interactions? Are you in the process of healing after a loss? Allow your loved one to travel this sacred journey. Know that in many ways they are always with you. Recognize the divine feminine. Be assured the truth is revealed in the end. I feel this is a specific card for someone who may have recently lost somebody, perhaps a grandmother, a father, a pet. I definitely just feel like we have to feel their divine love. Like my father was around birthdays. I really feel this. In February, I feel my mother's presence even more. And, in June and July, I feel my father's presence, and just like remembering all the fun stuff that we used to do and the craziness and everything. When we were younger, we'd spend our summers up in Maine at my mother's sister's house, and she was phenomenal. And she was a real green witch, earthy lady who I absolutely adored. And Dad would come up and visit, and I just loved seeing him in that mode because I would always seem like my most in kind of clear picture of him is coming through the front door, because he had snacks and goodies for us, because he would always stop at the grocery store and we'd give him a list, and he'd have his tie and his stuff on. And I just remember that and being so psyched seeing him at home, and also mowing the lawn. And when he started to jog, because he ran so fast, my mother was like, Warren, you're sprinting, that's not a jog. He would just run 100 miles an hour off the front yard. It was so funny. But I feel them all the time. Both my mother and father are gone, and a large majority of my family actually is. And I feel them all the time, and their sense of humor, and it's crazy. As you guys get older, and please comment down below if you sometimes laugh and you hear your grandmother's laugh or your mother's laugh or somebody, you feel that energy of them come through you. Sometimes it's a statement, sometimes it's a declaration that comes out and we just sound like an ancestor. It's absolutely amazing. But this message is definitely to let you know that you're going to release any of these blockages that were there. Again, being energetically heightened to what ails you and what heals you is going to be super available to you. Hey, I don't need to watch these sad murder shows or SUV or things because I get despondent, I get scared, and I get fearful of what's out there. How about I watch some comedy sketches or Frankie? And it's funny because Cheryl the other day was like, Melanie, have you seen Frankie and Grace? I'm like, I not only watched when they came out, I double watched them right when they came out, because I love both Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda, but I love Lily Tomlin's character and I relate to it so much, and just the craziness. I just love it, love it, love it. And things like that, things that are uplifting. And when we also know what can look so wonderful and polished on the outside can be a tumultuous life. It doesn't matter how much money people have, social position, it doesn't matter, because we all have those, crazy family entanglements, friendships, and all of that, and how to work through it. I just feel like it's a beautiful life lesson. That, and what you're going to be able to do is just really have protective stability in your mindset of where you're going, and alleviate all the stressors that you used to have, because you can now identify them and eliminate them. Just like, you know what, why am I taking on this person's problems? Why am I letting drama at my front door? Why am I saying yes when I want to say no? I want to be comfy and cozy and have a restful summer. So this is what I need to do. And that's what you're going to do for you, Group 1, which I love, because you're deserving of that. And it is necessary on occasion for sure. So now, you guys, that is you. If you're new to my channel, welcome, you guys. Don't forget to press like or subscribe or a little heart down below. It just really helps so much when YouTube sees activity and interaction. It helps your algorithm, and I want to keep building my channel and diversify and have different fun things out there. And I want to thank you guys, for you long-termers and newbies for your support. Absolutely means the world to me. And if you guys need any information on private reads, which I do, I have a ton of specials that are very inexpensive over on IG. I made a little lookbook for you guys, because oftentimes you guys request for me to put it back together and put it on the top of the feed so you can find a bunch of fun stuff. And any jewelry, I like to provide my IG followers with good discounts on my jewelry, so I price it oftentimes $10-20 cheaper than it is in my Etsy store, just because it's direct. I only have to have those couple of pictures. Where you upload on Etsy, it's a very kind of time consuming thing, so as a thank you, I like to offer those as well. But you guys are amazing, and if you want to show your support in any way, I have a Patreon channel as well, and you can contribute as little as $1 a month. There's just all kinds of fun things for YouTubers and artists and creators out there now, and a way to interact with all their loving participants, and I love it, love it, love it. So that's you guys again. River of blessings, say that to yourself. I have a river of blessings that arrive every single minute, and remember this is like really, really productive in my life, that anytime anything's going awry, I go, and there is any moment I can press that reset, I can change that page and start anew. If I'm doing something and I'm uncomfortable, I press that stop button, I get up, move a muscle, change a thought, and then I do something different that raises my vibration. You get out of that energy, right? Because it can try to tangle us, but we're like, hey, that's not mine, or I need to protect myself. Move a muscle, change a thought. Even stretching, making a cup of tea, really protecting your energy is major for you guys right now. Beautiful. Okay, you guys, now we're on number 2. I have to say this is probably my first or second favorite card after Shamanic Journey in the deck, because how important is it to have peaceful self-regulation? And I was talking about that. Feel free to watch the other cards as well, because I feel like they all have significant and helpful messages within them. I just want you to see the picture of the horse. That one's so beautiful. It's very easy to self-regulate, but we have to remind ourselves, let's do this. Let's take our internal temperature every hour or so. Are you engrossed in something that is unhealthy or unbeneficial? Are you plopped on a beautiful day in front of your couch watching Netflix, eating potato chips and feeling bad that you're doing that? So peaceful regulations can mean, let's just identify that. What would make me feel better and not feel like I'm just, because I always feel guilty when I'm doing stuff like that. So I feel like if I feel like that, I give myself permission. Do I do this every day? No. Am I doing it like once a week or once a month to just kind of calm down and also have peaceful self-regulation so I'm out of the fray? Do I have a noisy neighborhood? Whatever it is. If not, sometimes all I'll do is get up and go outside, and then I realize, oh, this is where I need to be. Barefoot, grounded, nice energy. Whatever it is, you're going to realize it's big about directing your intentions and actions wisely, and your future gets really fed with fulfillment. You feel good. Or like, let's preempt dinner problems, okay? And what's happening with this beautiful Cancerian full moon is you're going to preempt stuff that gives you emotional strife later in the day. Okay, I got to cook a big meal later. So while you're popping around your house, dancing music, you're like, you know what? First, what I can do is I can prep this and marinate this so I don't have to do it all at once. I can shuck the corn. I can get this ready. Prep. Because Cancer wants to have a smooth alignment and flow. And also within this, you get to recognize when things are haphazard, because Cancer likes to do things in kind of a fluid line and really contribute to it with love. Like nobody like a Cancer makes a birthday card or chooses a birthday card. You know what I mean? I love it. One of my offspring is one of the most beautiful, expressive people I know, and they notice all the little nuances in people, places, and things, and they like to write it down and journal everything. It's really magical and wonderful, and you're going to be doing that. So I feel like scripting will be an ideal thing for you right now, which that helps with you talk about yourself in the present tense. It could be this: Lisa, this is what's going to take place this week, and I'm really excited. I'm going to be going to the beach, and I'm going to be taking place in fun social events. I want to go to this restaurant. I want to have shrimp scampi. I'm going to be laughing. I'm going to have beautiful ice cold iced tea. I'm going to take a walk on the seashore. I'm going to feel healthy and fulfilled. I'm going to reach out to people that I might have not had the bandwidth or the time to do, just to say happy summer, whatever it is, and really just scripting out stuff. This could be long term. This could be you pulling into the driveway of your new house and your dog jumping out of the car and running around, neighbors waving at you, you breathing in and smelling the hydrangeas, whatever it is. All this stuff, these little details that enrich, because again, going back to Cancer energy, this is where we give ourselves emotional safe havens to align with our like true self without feeling like we're under a microscope or under that spotlight. Everybody's busy enough with their own stuff. So you're ready to really configure a place where you can say, this is too much, this is too little, this aggravates me, this irritates me, this is soothing, this is calming, and make an actual list. And then you can participate in those activities that do it for you. Nothing like doing watercolors. It makes me more chill. When I want to be energized and feel good, I do reads. I do personal reads and I do public reads. It really brings me up. So this is where you get in check with your energy levels too, and you optimize your cycles of the day to take care of business in a really smart way. Hey, I have a lot of like mental energy at 10, so I'm going to, write what I need to write, contact, send emails, do business deals, check through what I need, right? I have a lot of physical energy at 6 p.m. I'm going to go for my walk. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to do what I need. A lot of creative energy at high noon. That's when I'm going to paint and write, so on and so forth. Really getting in tune with your cycles and really knowing what is, a heightened sense of productivity. I know my weakest emotional point where I feel like my boundaries are the lowest and I'm the most tired or have an issue is sometimes around 4 o'clock because I want to wind down, and usually if I've gone full tilt. So what I don't do then is take on any emotional issues or go and check my DMs and try to answer too much if people have high anxiety, because empathically I'm not as highly protected as I am first thing in the morning. So really honoring your cycles. I love this. So let's pull another one for you. Healing. I love this. Healing Earth. The power to give and receive healing is going to be heightened at this time. And I was talking about the conjunction too, which I love, of Mars and Venus later on around the 23rd, because this is you being able to say, I am really profoundly connected with growth and what's going to help me, but I also have a beautiful diplomatic side with this Venusian energy that's loving and caring, with this go-getter Mars that says I'm not going to take no for an answer, and I'm not going to be silent, still, dimmed, or anything, because I'm ready for this. And this is not talking about trampling over other people. It's doing things with really suave energy, because those two combined are unstoppable. When you want to go for it and you are, it's almost like being battle ready, but you're equipped with like a little satchel of candy and hearts and love, and you are so charming that nobody wants to say no to you. It's going to be beautiful. This particular group, you want that raise, you want that commitment, you want whatever. Now will be the time to ask around the 23rd. You'll just be like this unstoppable little happy glowing heart, and people are going to be like, wow. Because people know you truly care. This particular group, I feel like you have a heart of gold and you really do want what's best for the collective, your neighbors, your friends, your family. You really, really do, but you are definitely going to get in touch with what emotionally strengthens and heals you. It's very important, right? And you're going to have the power to give and receive healing, a real great healing state. You probably had people tell you that, like, you're very healing, you're very calming to them. You're going to be even more so during this beautiful new moon, because it's going to be exemplified and you'll feel it too. So this is when you will also undergo great physical healing on a cellular level. If you've had little tics and nuances and spasms and problems, you will start to feel better and rectify these through beneficial behaviors and patterns as well, right? Like I used to sit so still and stiff when I was doing certain things, making jewelry, and I wouldn't get up and stretch and take care of my physical self. And now I notice when that's happening, and then I cut it off at the pass. Like, hey, this isn't so great for me. And that's what you're going to be doing for yourself, group 2, which I love. You're going to be activating some really cool stuff. I feel too that you are going to understand all the possibilities of enjoying your life fully are increased when you actively participate in its formation. You don't just let things show up. You realize you get to drive that car. You get to steer in the direction you want. Ooh, this energy feels heavy or invasive. I'm going to take a right over here and get back in my lane, which is peaceful and calm. You're going to have a lot of beautiful hermit moments. Cancer thrives on the hermit and hierophant moments where they get to release, reconnect, release, reformat, all of that. A lot of re's taking place, reinstituting, reconstituting, restructuring, and you feeling really, established in your power to do that, because you realize it all does reside in you, which I love. And that's when the healing takes place, when we treat ourselves well and we put our needs in the forefront too, not just everybody else. I love that for you, group 2. Beautiful energy. Again, you guys, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Melanie. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'd love a little heart. If you're new, I'm always curious and I like to say hi to everyone, but it's like I get excited when, you know, there's some new viewers, because I like to also ask and find out what topics you guys find interesting. And again, if my links don't automatically come up, if you come over to Sparkrist11 on Instagram, I'm always running a lot of great specials, reading specials that are already formatted for you. They're so inexpensive. They're like $25. They end up being sometimes between 20 and 40 minutes, because I know we get analysis paralysis. We think, what should we ask? What is this? What? And so I'll just format it so it gives you the big overarching energy of whatever theme it is: love, soulmate, past life. And I love doing those, and I got really great feedback. And thank you guys for all the wonderful feedback and for you guys participating. You're the absolute best. Again, you guys, remember, calm the waters, have this peaceful self-regulation by recognizing when too much is too much. You know, like, dude, I got to cool my jets and just sit under a tree and breathe. And remembering the one organ we have control over is our lungs. So take those deep cleansing breaths anytime. Pause. Somebody's getting excitable and you feel you're going to react, just take a deep breath. It really does do something. Those couple of seconds where you get to reconfigure what's happening can save a whole world of drama, you know, because we don't need to be reactionary. Somebody's all head up. That's you. That's your lane. I need to be on the flow rhythm of calm right now. So what I'm going to do is realize this person may have issues, but I don't need to make it part of my energy field, right? Really beautiful time to protect your energy in a great way. So gorgeous. Love to you, group 2. All right. And beautiful number 3. I'm loving this. This is probably my favorite card artistically in the deck, but also for what it stands for, because the shamanic journey of purpose, attunement, and vision quest is huge. The key word here is attunement. When we attune into that frequency of what benefits us, of how we're going to thrive, an emotionally safe place, because this Cancer new moon is all about this. Where do I feel emotionally safe and where don't I? And where can I protect my energy and move towards that makes me become more expansive and brave, because I know that's a safe place, safe people, good environment. And it's a very homey kind of energy, which I love, because when our home is our sanctuary and we feel peaceful, we love coming home from work. We love coming home from social gatherings. We love coming from a walk into it. We feel that. I definitely feel like when I walk in my front door, it's a breath of fresh air. Even if it's filled with clothes and crystals and craziness, at any given time, I realize, you know, it is our sanctuary. So I always try to create a nice environment that's humorous. I like music playing in the background. I like comedy. I think that's one of the reasons that I associate cats too with hominess, because even it's crazy how much my folks were animal people. I mean, we had everything. We had French lop rabbits, we had ferrets, we always had dogs and cats at the same time. We had everything. And I remember just loving it. We had a hammock, and I used to jump in the hammock. And at that time, I think one of our ferrets had babies. We had a big albino called Whitey, and he was nuts. He'd take off and go to the beaches miles away, and people would be like, Whitey's like running around the beach and stuff. And we're like, don't worry, he'll make his way home. And he always would. And then we had Moonshine and all these other nutty characters. And I remember it was like, just laying there, that's when I knew how magical animals were and how much love and comfort they produce. And I feel like right now, that's what you're going to get attuned with the kind of your animal spirits and all of that. Because with this Cancer and the full moon, it's saying what brings us peace, what brings us feelings of love and comfort, what makes us feel emotionally safe. And it's a super curative time, because what we're recognizing is that energy blows. That person is dramatic, heavy, and harsh. I don't need that. This is really, it's like you have sandpaper and a piece of wood in your emotional state. You're just sanding it to a fine, smooth finish where no more rough edges. That person bothers the hell out of me. I don't need to interact with them. This institution, this show, it could be a murder shows you've been watching. I've noticed that Cancers love huge emotional tidal waves of things in shows. So they love crazy, scary things. They love crazy, funny things. And so you're going to be attracted to those things, but you're going to be going towards more of the smoothing, healing, laughter, upbeat, high positivity energy, because it's a huge healing and curative time where you're like, wow, I need to disallow that, because that makes me think of the scarier aspects of the planet when I watch things on murder, or I watch the news, or I watch on things that are, depraved or scary, or whatever, that are like lower vibrational or frightening things. And you're going to go to the things that make you laugh and have fun, nature programs. Comment down below if you just get nuts on those like earth programs and Our Planet. Like, I love those. Like right now in my yard, when I look at, there's like dozens and dozens of beautiful dragonflies all over this. Wonderful. I just call it the fairy patch because everything is growing in there, and they're all just flying around there. The peacefulness. And this is kind of indicative of what you're going to be feeling like. I can take flight. I can get this off the ground. I can do this because I let go of this luggage. Huge, immense time of letting go of emotional drag and luggage. And fancy that this was your next card. Death and rebirth, darkness to light. You are having a huge phoenix moment because you're realizing anything in the past that was damaging to you, you don't have to hang on to. You are literally releasing everything. People, places, and things. Doesn't work. Heavy, dragging, parasitic, bothersome, negative, whatever it is. You're like, bye, bye, bye. Closing out those tabs. And what you're going to do is simplify and just do one beautiful thing at a time. If you like to paint, you're just painting and listening to music and chilling out. That's it. You're not trying to answer emails, do your taxes, and book flights to Mexico all in one go. Like, we're just not doing that now because we're clarifying what deserves our attention and focus is going to get our attention and focus. It could be your mental health and well-being at this time. So all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I'm eating garbage like I'm Oscar the Grouch, like I'm legit in a garbage can just eating junk. I swear, when we start in that cycle, it's very hard to get out of that. I know when I'm on like a sugar monkey high and trying to get all the good stuff, that's all I want. So I have to cut it out completely, certain things like that, because I'm not trying to be Oscar in my garbage can, right? And if we know fundamentally if it comes out of the ground off of trees, it's healthy, but now you're going to put that into play. I mean, you are just you're like a conduit of mental, spiritual, and like also economic health, because I feel like some of you guys have been indulging and maybe filling little voids of boredom with just buying everything. You see the word super sale and you're on it and you're like, you know what, I don't need, these things aren't actually what make me happy. It's the idea of having abundance and being able to afford things. So I want to afford things that will matter, like a trip, a great surprise for somebody. Like, I'm getting super stoked planning for Hagen's birthday. I have all these fun ideas and I really want to create them. They're creative, fun things because he's also sentimental, but he's also a Leo and he likes nice things. He loves gold. He loves like things like, and he hoards it like a little dragon. It's hilarious. He takes care of every last little thing. If you ever told me that my son would be saving every birthday card he's ever gotten in an album from his grandparents, I would have said, nah, boys don't do that. He does that. And I love the sentimentality, and it's so lovely. And that's the Cancerian energy that's also going to take hold. Sentimentality through the roof, but in a really beautiful way. If you want to write a poem, prose, or you want to elicit a really emotional response from somebody in a loving way, now is primo time for this. Like, it is really, you're at the apex. When Cancer new moons comes, it's so refreshing, but it imbues us with a sense of poetry and beauty and magic, because Cancers just know the right thing to say, that emotionally flip that switch. So that's going to be really great. You're able to process new emotions and align with just that kind of beautiful regulation. Like, you know what, I had a little too much of this. This person's a little too intense. This situation is a little too intrusive. Whatever it is, you're just going to boop. You're going to realize right away and be able to get in a new lane that is, cohesive with your new calmer path, because you're recognizing, I want calm, I want structure, I don't need to be bouncing all over. I realize sometimes the tidal wave of other people's emotions can definitely try to devour or knock us down, but we just got to get out of the way and surf through it, because it's not our energy. We don't deserve hostility or angst from other people, so we're going to protect ourselves. It's really, really a time to realize, it's okay if we are in an emotional vortex for a moment, that we can pop out of that huge rebirth. Right now too, I feel like things are going to mirror and map your highest self. magic time. It's a way of touching your heart and drawing power from your soul. And it's really the invisible art of manifestation. And it's going to have a way of you pulling that power out of your soul and getting things done. I was talking about this in the other two, that Mars is going to be conjuncting with Venus around the 23rd, I believe. And it's going to be a magical source of, I am the calmest and coolest collected cucumber I've ever seen, but I'm super diplomatic, so I can get anything done with the power of Mars powering me with confidence and imbuing me with inner strength. So it's the most beautiful kind of combination. There is strength with a beautiful, polished, calm demeanor. Awesome. So ask for that raise, go out there, open that business around this time. You are going to be a powerhouse, which I love. And again, and when we have this rebirth, we feel the new possibilities, we feel the limitlessness, we feel the specialness, we feel the magic, and that's what's happening for you, Group 3. I love that for you so much. So that is you guys. Yeah, embrace this. The new moon happens on the 9th, and it really is a fantastic time to restructure how we spend our time and how we protect our energy. Ideal, ideal, ideal time for this. So again, you guys, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe and maybe a little heart. I just love connecting with you guys, and I read every single comment. I know I haven't been, able to reply all the time like I used to in large swathes, but I read every single thing. How I impact you is very important to me. How you're making changes that are beneficial are important to me. And some of you guys, I'm serious, have been there almost day one with me, and I appreciate and love you guys so much. You know who you are. You're special, special humans, and you are the best. And again, you guys, if you need any information on private reads, I'm running a whole gamut of specials over on IG. If you want to go through my lookbook over there, really super deals. And I love them because, again, I was talking about that. Well, so many people get analysis paralysis about what they want to ask. So I just make it in a decisive thing, whatever the subject, love, emotions, life path, past life, all of that. So it can be a kind of like, oh, that's exactly what I was thinking. And then you don't have to like go nuts and drive yourself crazy with specifics. So that's you guys. Love and light. I hope you have a wonderful new moon. It is such a refresher and restart button. It's just going to be off the hook.